Hello everyone, it's me, Captain What Culture here to talk about all things Marvel from S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters, aka the backroom cleaning cupboard with some green paint thrown in it, but whatever. Ready to have a lovely little deep dive into why the Time Stone isn't the only option when it comes to saving the world in Endgame. With all the Avengers hype coming thick and fast now we're in the new year and only months away from resolving the Snap-ageddon, plenty of thoughts are being cast as to how just the heroic bunch are gonna stick it to Thanos, especially since he's the one that's got his thick, purple fingers all over the stones throughout last year's Infinity War. Whilst most think that the Time Stone is key to solving everyone's dusting problem, there is potentially another way that things might work out for the best come April, and it's to do with none other than Captain Marvel herself. So buckle in and get ready to kick the crap out of some grannies, as this is why the Avengers don't need an Infinity Stone to turn back time. To jump right in then, for some time now, every Marvel fan has been primed to understand the MCU as a system governed by rules, just as any expanded universe would be. Only Doctor Strange can use magic, only Ant-Man can grow or shrink to subatomic size, only uniting all of the Infinity Stones made the snap possible. Everything that's possible is made possible by some sort of framework, because otherwise having a bunch of superhumans and gods would be chaos. If all of those characters were suddenly just able to do whatever they wanted, there would be no real threat to them or to the universe. So, in most cases, even the most powerful of characters, or the most specifically gifted, like Ant-Man, have limitations on their powers and abilities. Thor's powers are finite, Ant-Man can't shrink past a certain point or else he runs risk of losing himself to the quantum realm, hulking out makes Bruce Banner fade away, even using the Infinity Gauntlet fundamentally changed Thanos. And that is just how you write good drama when dealing with those sorts of characters, and Marvel introducing the Infinity Stones was a particularly clever means of adding control to their story and how you make the possibility of reversing the snap at the end of Infinity War all the more challenging. For the decimation to happen, a very precise series of things had to unfold. Thanos had to be strong enough, he had to make a sacrifice that mattered, he had to unite all of the stones, and he had to be able to snap his fingers. For the Avengers to undo all of that, they'd have to work against each of those elements, which is why the rumours of time travel seem so pressing. Retracing steps and then preventing them can be the only way to solve that event's tragedy. Lots of discussion had focused on the quantum realm as the key to time travel, and Marvel's head honchos have bigged up Ant-Man as a key player in Avengers Endgame because of his experience of and ability to enter the quantum realm. But what if he's not the only key to time travel? All of that speculation is based on blind faith, that the quantum realm's time vortexes can be consciously manipulated to travel freely to certain points in time, but the reality is, when Janet Van Dyne warned Scott Lang not to get sucked into one, she was signposting the fact that they'd be considered dangerous wildcards. If they could be used to successfully travel anywhere, Janet would surely have used one to simply travel to her own past to prevent herself getting trapped in the quantum realm. Something else has to figure into this equation, in other words, and we might now have an answer to that question thank you to Samuel L. Jackson. With Captain Marvel's marketing campaign kicking up several notches and set visit reports appearing all over the place, Jackson gave an interview with Entertainment Tonight and revealed a telling new superpower for Captain Marvel. She's pretty much the strongest character, in terms of someone with powers are able to do things in the Marvel Universe. So for Carol Danvers to be that person and for Brie to become that person, it's gonna be a dynamite thing. I mean, the Avengers are up against some really tough odds right now. We saw throughout Infinity War, so now we know that needs something as powerful as Thanos. And at some point, we'll find out how powerful she is and all the things that she's capable of. She's one of the few people in the Marvel Universe that can time travel, so... Wait, what? She can time travel? That is a new one even for Marvel, who is supremely powerful in the comics and who has been suggested as the most powerful entity ever introduced in the MCU in the run-up to her debut. She's never been able to time travel in Marvel's books, so it is strange to see Jackson mention it. Could it be that Jackson knows something we don't, or is he pranking everyone? There is a distinct possibility that Scott Lang ends up accidentally time travelling in the lead up to Endgame, or in that film's first act, and meeting up with Captain Marvel, who follows him back into the quantum realm as the pair seek a way to jump back to the future to stop Thanos. Perhaps that's what Jackson means, rather than her simply being able to time travel as one of her superpowers, because let's face it, nobody wants Marvel to introduce a character so powerful that she can hop around in time and doing everything that went wrong with complete abandonment. As already stated, the MCU is built on rules and restrictions, even to the most powerful of characters, and there's no way Captain Marvel will be exempt from that. If she was, there would be no villain powerful enough to have any real consequences. She would be a walking reset button and the MCU would suddenly have no stakes whatsoever. So, it's likely that what Jackson is saying is not quite as straightforward as it seems, but don't rule out the possibility that there is a grain of truth in there and that he's telling us her powers will allow her to be the key to the other Avengers time travelling. That at least would make a lot more sense. Perhaps the true power is actually related to an Infinity Stone though. Jackson also told Entertainment Tonight that the Tesseract would appear in Captain Marvel, which would represent the first time Nick Fury sees it, presumably explaining how it came into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s possession after Captain America's crash in the snow. Could the Tesseract be somehow linked to the Kree's powers? Could it be how Captain Marvel is so powerful in the first place? The same way Ronin is able to channel the power of the Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy, despite it being suggested that anyone touching an Infinity Stone would die. We know that the Tesseract's powers transport the wielder through space, hence it being called the Space Stone. And it might as well be that the link between Captain Marvel and the Space Stone determines her ability to travel into the quantum realm. If the Tesseract is indeed the source of her powers, or partly the source, her being able to travel through space and dimensions would make a lot more sense and could explain what Sam Jackson was hinted at in terms of ability to time travel. That stone might also be where the Skrulls are coming to Earth at all, as a means to defeat the Kree in their war, as if controlling the Tesseract would mean limiting or controlling the powers of the Kree's most valuable weapon, Captain Marvel. Or following the logic established in Infinity War and the Avengers that the only way to counteract powers created by an Infinity Stone is by using the same stone, just as Scarlet Witch was able to destroy Vision with. The suggestion that she's powered in some way by the Space Stone isn't without some visual evidence either. If you look at the latest Captain Marvel teaser, there is a moment where she seems to go into a super-powered state, and the colour of the energy emitting from her is very telling. The Space Stone and the Tesseract are blue. Vision's powers and the Mind Stone are yellow, Doctor Strange's powers and the Time Stone are green. When Jane Foster is infected by the ether in Thor: The Dark World, everything turns red, which is the colour of the Reality Stone within the ether. These colours are not accidental in any way, we're being given hints. This is all speculation for now, but it might just all fit and it would explain the link between Captain Marvel, time travel, the Tesseract and the Skrulls. So there you have it. That is how the Avengers might not need an Infinity Stone to get their dirty work done, but we will just have to wait and see if that's how it all works out. What do you think? What are you excited for? Is it Endgame? Is it Captain Marvel? Let us know in the comments section below. As usual, I've been Ash, and this has been What Culture. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.